Right now, while you're watching this, someone is lying their way into a promotion you deserve. Someone with half your intelligence is charming their way into opportunities you've been preparing for. Someone with a fraction of your work ethic is being celebrated while you're being forgotten. And the sickening part? They're not better than you. They're just more willing to play a game you refuse to acknowledge exists. You think the world rewards merit. It doesn't. You think honesty wins in the long run. It doesn't. You think if you just keep your head down and work hard, someone will notice. They won't. Because while you've been operating under the rules of fairness, everyone else has been operating under the rules of power, and power has only one law: take it or watch someone else take it from you. This video is not for everyone. It's not for the comfortable. It's not for people who want to believe the world is just. It's for the man who's tired of watching inferior people win while he loses with integrity. It's for the man who's ready to stop being the supporting character in his own life. And before this video ends, I'm going to give you one sentence that makes rejection physically impossible. But you'll only understand it after you've been broken down and rebuilt. So stay with me. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote The Prince in 1513, and in it, he revealed something most people spend their entire lives denying. The world belongs to those who understand power, not those who deserve it. He didn't write it to be liked. He wrote it to be true. And here's the truth you need to hear. You've been domesticated, neutered, trained to be harmless, programmed to seek permission, avoid conflict, and apologize for existing. That ends now, because from this moment forward, you're going to learn how to be dangerous. Not violent, not cruel, but strategically, psychologically, irreversibly dangerous. The kind of man people instinctively defer to. The kind of man who doesn't ask for respect because it's already assumed. You ready? Good, because there's no going back after this. Let me show you how they broke you. From the moment you were born, you were taught to comply, to share, to wait your turn, to raise your hand before speaking, to ask, is this okay? Before doing anything, your parents meant well. Your teachers meant well, society meant well, but here's what they actually did. They turned you into a permission-seeking machine. Every time you were told, don't be selfish, you learned to shrink. Every time you were told, be nice, you learned to suppress your will. Every time you were praised for obedience, you learned that your value comes from making others comfortable. And now, decades later, you're a grown man who still asks for permission, who still softens his opinions, who still apologizes before taking up space. That's not maturity. That's conditioning. And it's killing your potential. Look, I've been exactly where you are. I spent years being the good guy who finished last. The one who played by the rules while everyone else cheated. The one who thought integrity mattered more than results. And you know what I got? Nothing, except for the hollow satisfaction of being right while watching others win. Until I realized something that changed everything. Machiavelli understood this. He watched men of extraordinary talent get crushed by men of ordinary talent who simply refused to play by the rules of niceness. He saw that the world is not a moral contest, it's a power contest. And the moment you accept that, everything changes. Because here's the secret they don't want you to know. Confidence is not something you build. It's something you stop suppressing. You were born with it. Watch a toddler. They take what they want. They cry when they're unhappy. They demand attention without apology. They are unapologetically selfish. And then adults spend years beating that out of them, replacing it with fear, shame, and the need for approval. So your weakness isn't natural, it's trained, which means it can be untrained. But here's the hard part. Untraining doesn't happen through affirmations. It doesn't happen through visualization. It happens through deliberate, calculated defiance of every instinct that's been programmed into you, ever. Every time you want to apologize, you pause. Every time you want to shrink, you expand. Every time you want to explain yourself, you stay silent. Because the man you're becoming doesn't live by the rules you were given. He lives by the rules he creates. And that transformation starts with one brutal realization. The version of you that everyone likes is the version of you that loses. So you have a choice. Stay likable and stay powerless. or become dangerous and become free. Most men never make that choice. They spend their entire lives trying to be good, wondering why bad things keep happening to them. I wonder why less qualified people keep getting ahead, wondering why they're so tired all the time. They're tired because they're at war with themselves. One part of them wants to rise, the other part wants to be accepted, and you cannot do both. So let me ask you, who are you loyal to? The person you were trained to be, or the person you were born to be? Because one of them has to die. If you don't choose, the world will choose for you, and it will always choose the weaker one. Now here's where it gets interesting. Power is not what most people think it is. It's not aggression. It's not volume. It's not intimidation. Power is the ability to shape reality around you without force. It's when people adjust their behavior based on your presence, not your words. It's when silence from you carries more weight than a speech from someone else. And that kind of power comes from one thing. Frame control. Frame control means your reality is the dominant reality in any interaction. When you walk into a room, people calibrate to you, not the other way around. When you speak, people listen not because you're loud, but because you sound like the conclusion, not the discussion. Machiavelli called this virtù, the ability to impose your will on circumstances rather than be shaped by them. And it starts with something so simple, most people miss it entirely. You stop seeking validation. Most men enter every interaction with a hidden question, do you approve of me? And people can smell that desperation instantly. It shows up in your posture, your tone, your need to fill silence, your nervous laughter, your over-explaining. All of it screams, I need you to like me. And the moment someone senses that, you've lost, because now they know they have power over you. They know they can manipulate you with approval or withhold it to control you. But when you stop seeking validation, something terrifying happens. You become unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. Because now they don't know what you want. They don't know how to move you. They don't know if you care about their opinion at all. And that uncertainty makes them defer to you by default. Here's how you build that frame. First, slow everything down. Walk slower, talk slower, react slower. Why? Because speed signals anxiety. It signals you're trying to prove something, trying to keep up, trying to earn your place. But when you move like you have nowhere to be, speak like you have nothing to prove, and react like nothing surprises you, people assume you're in control, and they're right. Second, eliminate approval-seeking language. Never say, does that make sense? Or if that's okay with you, or I might be wrong, but or sorry to bother you. Every one of those phrases is a submission. You're handing someone else the power to validate or reject you. Stop. Say what you mean, period. Let them deal with it. Third, master the pause. When someone challenges you, don't respond immediately. Let the silence sit. Count to 3. Then respond. Why? Because the pause communicates something critical. You're not rattled. You're not scrambling for a defense. You're considering whether their challenge even deserves a response. And that pause, it terrifies people, because silence is a power move. It forces them to second-guess themselves. Did I overstep? Did I misread him? Is he about to destroy me? Most of the time, you don't even need to say anything devastating. The pause does the work for you. Fourth, control your eyes. Eye contact is not about staring someone down. It's about steadiness. When someone speaks to you, you hold their gaze. Not aggressively, just calmly, like you're studying them, like you're deciding something about them. And when you're done engaging, you break contact first. Not because you're uncomfortable, but because you've extracted what you needed and you're moving. On. This subtle shift changes everything, because eye contact is a dominance negotiation happening below conscious awareness. And when you control it, you control the interaction. Fifth, never defend yourself emotionally. If someone insults you, attacks you, or tries to provoke you, the worst thing you can do is defend. Because defense is admission. It says your opinion of me matters. Instead, you do one of 3 things. Ignore it completely, which signals it's beneath you. Agree and amplify, you're right, I'm terrible. Anything else? Or reframe with a question, why do you think that matters to me? All three responses do the same thing. They refuse to accept the frame that you need to defend yourself. And when you refuse that frame, you win by default. This is frame control. And once you master it, you don't need to fight for power. People just give it to you. But here's what nobody tells you about frame control. It's not about manipulating people. It's about refusing to be manipulated. It's about protecting your reality from being hijacked by someone else's agenda. And that's a skill most men never develop because they're too busy trying to be liked. If you're feeling this, drop awakened in the comments right now. Because what comes next separates the pretenders from the powerful. Words are not neutral. Every sentence you speak is either raising your status or lowering it. Every conversation is either positioning you as the authority or the subordinate. And most and have no idea they're destroying their own credibility every time they open their mouths. Here's the truth. People don't respect what you say. They respect how you say it. You can have the best idea in the room, but if you deliver it like a question, it gets ignored. You can have the worst idea in the room, but if you deliver it like a decree, it gets implemented. Why? Because humans are not logical. They're hierarchical. They instinctively defer to certainty, and certainty is conveyed not through your argument, but through your tonality, pacing, and the structure of your sentences. Machiavelli knew this. In the courts of Florence, he watched advisors with brilliant strategies get ignored while mediocre advisors with confident delivery shaped policy. He learned that in the game of power, perception is reality, and the way you speak creates that perception. So let's dismantle the way you talk and rebuild it from the ground up. Rule 1. Eliminate all softening language. Weak men soften everything they say because they're afraid of being wrong, afraid of conflict, afraid of rejection. So they build escape hatches into their sentences. I think maybe we should, or it's just my opinion, but... Or I could be wrong here, or this might not work, but... Every one of those is a surrender. You're pre-apologizing for taking up space. You're giving others permission to ignore you before you've even finished speaking. Stop. When you have something to say it like a fact, not arrogantly, just definitively. Instead of, I think we should try this approach, say, this is the approach. Instead of, maybe we could consider, say, here's what we're doing. Instead of, I'm not sure, but say nothing and just make your point. The confidence isn't in being right. It's in sounding like being wrong isn't even a possibility you're considering. Rule 2, lower your pitch, slow your tempo. High pitch signals anxiety, fast speech signals insecurity. Both tell people you're trying to win their approval before they cut you off. But when you lower your voice and slow your tempo, you sound like someone who expects to be heard. Like someone who's not afraid of silence. Like someone who's already decided and is simply informing others of the decision. Practice this. Record yourself speaking. Then re-record the same words but slower and deeper. Listen to the difference. The content is identical, but the second version sounds like it came from someone in charge. That's the version you use from now on. Rule 3. Declarative sentences win, questions lose. Weak. Should we move forward with this? Strong. We're moving forward with this. Weak. What do you think we should do? Strong. Here's what we're doing. Questions give away power. They signal you need a consensus. They signal you're uncertain. They signal you're seeking permission. But declarative sentences, they assume authority. They assume your assessment is correct. They assume others will follow. And here's the magic. When you speak like a leader, people treat you like one, even if you have no formal authority. Rule 4, silence is your best weapon. Most people are terrified of silence, so they fill every gap with words. They ramble, they over-explain, they repeat themselves. This is weakness. It signals desperation to be understood, to be liked, to avoid discomfort. But powerful men use silence as punctuation. They make a point, pause, let it land, and only then move to the next thought. Why does this work? Because the pause forces people to process what you just said. It gives your words weight. It makes everything you say feel more important. Try this in your next conversation. Make your point. Stop. Count 3 seconds in your head. Then continue. Watch how people lean in. Watch how they stop interrupting. Watch how they suddenly start treating your words like they matter. Because silence is not dead air. It's authority. Rule 5, explaining is losing. This is the big one. Weak men over-explain everything. They preemptively justify their decisions, their opinions, their existence. Why? Because they're afraid of judgment. They're trying to defend themselves before they're even attacked. But here's what that actually communicates. I don't believe in what I'm saying, so I need to convince you. Stop. Say what you mean. Then stop talking. If someone wants clarification, they'll ask. And even then, you give them just enough to answer the question, nothing more. Because the less you explain, the more authoritative you seem. The more you explain, the more it looks like you're trying to win approval. Powerful men don't justify. They simply exist. And from this point forward, so do you. Everything we've covered so far, frame control, dominant language, strategic presence, all of it crumbles if you don't master this emotional sovereignty. You can look powerful, you can sound powerful, but if someone can move you emotionally with a single sentence, you're not powerful, you're just performing. Real power is internal. It's the ability to remain unmoved when someone insults you, praises you, ignores you, or manipulates you. It's being the one constant in a world of chaos. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He wrote, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." But the deeper truth, a truly intelligent ruler isn't shaped by the men around him, he shapes them. And that's only possible when your emotional state is not outsourced to others. Most men are emotional puppets. Someone compliments them, they're on top of the world. Someone criticizes them, they're devastated. Someone ignores them, they spiral into self-doubt. This is not freedom, this is slavery. You're letting everyone else decide how you feel, which means they control you completely. So how do you build emotional sovereignty? Step 1, kill the need to be understood. This is the root virus. The desperate need to explain yourself, to be seen, to be validated, to have people get you. Burn it. You don't exist to be understood. You exist to execute your will. And whether people understand your decisions or not is irrelevant. When someone questions you, you don't launch into an explanation. You say, "I'm comfortable with my decision," and you move on. When someone judges you, you don't defend yourself. You let them judge. Their opinion is data, not truth. When someone doesn't get you, you don't try harder to be clear. You accept that not everyone has the capacity to understand. And that's their problem, not yours. The moment you stop needing to be understood, you become unmanipulatable. Step 2, react to nothing, respond to everything. Every time you react emotionally, you're giving someone else control over your state. They said something, and now you're angry. They did something, and now you're anxious. They ignored you, and now you're insecure. See the pattern? They act, you react, which means they're driving, and you're just responding. This stops now. From now on, you don't react. You respond. And there's a massive difference. Reacting is automatic, emotional, driven by ego. Responding is calculated, strategic, driven by outcome. Someone insults you? Don't react. Pause. Analyze. What are they trying to get from you? What does this reveal about them? How can you use this? Then respond or don't based on what serves you, not based on your wounded ego. Step 3, every challenge is free intelligence. Here's a game-changing mindset shift. Every time someone tests you, they're giving you free information. They're showing you their insecurity, their strategy, their weakness. And if you're not reacting emotionally, you can collect that data and use it later. Someone tries to undermine you in a meeting, don't get angry. Note it. Now you know they see you as a threat. That's valuable. Someone gossips about you, don't defend yourself. Observe. Now you know who's loyal and who's not. That's valuable. Someone tries to manipulate you with guilt, don't cave. Analyze. Now you know their go-to tactic. That's valuable. Everything is intelligence. Nothing is personal. And the moment you shift to this perspective, you become dangerous. Step 4, become emotionally expensive. Most people are emotional spendthrifts. They react to everything. They engage with everyone. They care about every opinion. This makes them cheap, predictable, controllable. But when you become emotionally scarce, when you only engage on your terms, when you only react when it serves you, when you only care about opinions that matter, you become expensive. And expensive things are valued more highly. So you stop responding to every text immediately. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't matter. You stop reacting to provocations. You stop being available emotionally to everyone. And what happens? People start valuing your attention more. They start wondering what you're thinking. They start seeking your approval instead of you seeking theirs. This is the inversion of power, and it happens automatically when you become emotionally scarce. Step 5. Misunderstanding is your shield. Here's the final liberation. Most people will not understand you. They will misinterpret your silence as arrogance, your confidence as ego, your boundaries as coldness. Let them, because the people who matter will understand, and the people who don't understand don't matter. You're not here to be liked by everyone. You're here to be respected by the people worth respecting. And respect is not earned by being pleasant. It's earned by being immovable. So from this moment forward, you stop trying to manage people's perceptions. You stop explaining yourself. You stop defending your character. You just exist, and you let the world interpret that however it wants, because you're no longer playing their game. You're playing yours. And in your game, you're the only judge that matters. Now we come to the moment that breaks most men: rejection, being passed over for the promotion, being ignored by someone you respect, being dismissed in a conversation, being ghosted, being told no. For most people, rejection is trauma. It's proof they're not good enough. It's evidence the world doesn't value them. It sends them spiraling into self-doubt, overcompensation, or desperation. But for a Machiavellian mind, rejection is data, and data is power. Because here's what rejection actually tells you. You were unclear about your VA. Or they were incapable of recognizing it. Either way, it's information you can use. Machiavelli wrote, "Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception." But the deeper principle, never attempt to win someone who's already shown you they're blind to your value. Instead, make them irrelevant. Let me show you how. Phase 1. Reframe the rejection immediately. The moment you're rejected, your brain wants to spiral. What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I good enough? What do they see that I don't? Stop. That's the domesticated mind trying to find fault with itself. That's the trained servant begging for feedback so he can improve and try again. Kill that voice. Instead, ask these questions. What does this rejection reveal about them? What weakness in their judgment did this expose? What opportunity just opened up because I'm no longer wasting time here? Rejection is not a verdict on you. It's a filtering mechanism. It removed someone from your path who was going to slow you down, distract you, or undervalue you. Good. Now you know. Now you can move with clarity. Phase 2, disappear without explanation. Here's where most men fail. They get rejected and they either chase harder or they lash out. Both are emotional reactions. Both are weak. Instead, you do something that's psychologically devastating. You vanish. No explanation. No emotional goodbye. No "I'm disappointed in you" speech. You just become unavailable. Completely. Why is this so powerful? Because humans, we're loss-averse. We don't value what we have until it's gone. And when you withdraw after rejection, you're triggering something primal. Wait, did I miscalculate? Did I just lose access to something valuable? You don't announce your departure. You just disappear. And you do it so smoothly that they can't even point to a moment when you left. You were just there one day and gone the next. And while they're processing that absence you're building, phase 3, rejection becomes rocket fuel. Most men let rejection poison their confidence. They start second-guessing everything. They become timid. They play smaller. This is exactly backwards. Rejection should be converted into fuel. Every no should make you more determined. Every dismissal should make you more focused. Every closed door should make you kick open 2 new ones. Machiavelli was rejected by the Medici family and exiled from Florence. He could have withered in bitterness. Instead, he wrote The Prince, a book that has influenced leaders for 500 years. His rejection became his platform. His exile became his clarity. His loss became his legacy. You do the same. Someone rejected you? Good. Now you know exactly what you need to become so undeniable that they'll regret it. Not because you're seeking revenge. Revenge is emotional. But because you're seeking excellence. And excellence is the best response to dismissal. Phase 4, let time do the destroying. Here's the beautiful part. You don't need to prove anything to an Yon. You just need to become someone who doesn't need to. And time is your weapon. Because in 6 months, a year, 2 years, you're going to be operating at a level they can't ignore. Your name is going to come up in conversations. Your success is going to be visible. Your absence is going to be felt. And when that happens, one of 2 things occurs. They reach out, trying to reconnect. You now have leverage. They don't reach out, but they see what they missed. You now have peace. Either way, you win, because you're not living to prove them wrong. You're living to prove yourself right. And that's a game you can't lose. Phase 5, access denied. Here's the final principle. If someone rejected you and later comes back, do not let them re-enter your life at the same level they left it. If they walked away when you were building, they don't get to celebrate when you've built. If they doubted you when you were struggling, they don't get to benefit when you've succeeded. If they said no when you needed a yes, they don't get an automatic yes when they need one. This isn't about being petty. It's about maintaining frame. It's about showing that access to you is not free. That's your time, your energy, your attention, are resources they lost the right to when they demonstrated poor judgment. So when they come back, and they will, you're polite, professional, but distant. You're no longer the person they rejected. You're the person who moved on. And that distance is a reminder, hey, had their chance, and they wasted it. Rejection is not failure, it's clarification. It shows you who sees your value and who doesn't. And the ones who don't? They're not your problem anymore. They're your proof. You've reached the end. But this isn't a conclusion, it's a coronation. Because everything you've learned here, frame control, dominant language, emotional sovereignty, rejection mastery, it's not theory. It's activation. You're not the same person who started this video. You can't be. Because you've seen too much. You've been shown the machinery. You've been given the map. And now you have a choice: forget this and return to comfort, or integrate this and never be the same. Let me tell you what happens if you choose the second path. Waiting for permission? Dead. You stop asking, can I? And you start declaring, I will. You stop seeking approval from people who don't even approve of themselves. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You walk into rooms like you own them, not because you're arrogant, but because you've stopped pretending you don't belong there. Explaining yourself? Finished. You make decisions, and you let others process them. You set boundaries, and you let others react. You take action, and you let the results speak. You're no longer in the business of justifying your existence. You're in the business of executing your will. Emotional reactivity? Gone. People will still try to provoke you. They'll insult you, test you, undermine you, now. You don't even flinch. You've trained yourself to see every challenge as intelligence, every attack as information, every rejection as filtering. You're not emotionless, you're unshakable. And there's a massive difference. Being available to everyone. Over. You become selective, scarce, expensive. Your time is no longer free. Your attention is no longer automatic. Your energy is no longer given to people who don't deserve it. And when you withdraw from the people who took you for granted, something strange happens. They start chasing you. Fearing rejection? Extinct. You've reframed it. You've weaponized it. You've turned it into fuel. So now, when someone says no, you don't spiral. You analyze, you extract the lesson, you adjust, and you move. Because you're no longer trying to win everyone, you're trying to win, period. You become a legend in motion, not loud, not flashy, not desperate for recognition, just consistent, precise, inevitable. You're the man who used to ask and now decides. The man who used to chase and now gets chased. The man who used to apologize and now simply exists without explanation. You were the man people watch from a distance, trying to figure out how you did it, how you changed, how you became different. And the answer? You stopped living by their rules and started living by yours. This is the final form. You don't need to announce your transformation. They'll feel it in your walk. They'll hear it in your silence. They'll see it in your eyes. You've become the kind of man who doesn't need to prove anything because his existence is proof enough. You've become dangerous, not because you're violent, but because you're no longer controllable. You've mastered frame, you've mastered language, you've mastered emotion, you've mastered rejection, and now you're ungovernable. Machiavelli wrote The Prince to teach rulers how to seize power and keep it. But the deepest secret in that book is this: the most powerful prince is the one who rules himself first. And you just became that prince. Remember that one sentence I promised you at the beginning? The one that makes rejection impossible? Here it is. I am the standard by which I measure myself, and no external verdict changes that. Read it again. Internalize it. Because once you truly believe that, rejection becomes irrelevant. You can't be rejected by people whose opinions you don't value. You can only be filtered out of situations that weren't meant for you. So here's your final command. If you're done being weak, hit that like button. If you're ready to become the man who doesn't ask for permission, subscribe. If you're prepared to operate at a level most people will never understand, drop a comment with one word: sovereign. Because this isn't self-help. This isn't motivation. This is psychological warfare. And you just became a weapon. Welcome to the other side. Now go. Build in silence. Move with precision. And let them figure out too late that you were never the one to underestimate. You're not here to fit in. You're here to dominate. And domination starts now.